Drogba indirdi ceza Snyder. Snyder gol! Allah'ım gol! Muslera! Fernando Muslera! Golün adı Muslera! Sarıyoglu, Drogba! This is incredible!
İyi bayramlar. Hello, merhaba, and welcome to episode 4 of the Lion's Den, a Galatasaray podcast done by the community for the community. From all around the world, I'm your host Samet, and we do not have the full squad in today, unfortunately, but we do have Corpo Yasin and Mobster Emre from New York, America, Historian Salih from the Netherlands, and our special coach John from Toronto, Canada. Who are we missing? Crocodile Mazar from Melbourne, Australia. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you.
Good evening.
So that's the podcast intro we did today.
Unfortunately, Mazar's out with an injury, headache. Gonna be gone
his
for
head
one episode.
is aching. So, welcome to our listeners. And today, as there's a national break and no game to discuss, we're all happy. We don't have depression because we had no game. Well, hold on. We did have a game, but we don't want to talk about that.
We have depression for other reasons this time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Was it 6-2 that we lost that friendly?
Oof.
Anyway. All right, so today we're going to talk mainly about the current squad, important players, transfer rumors going on, confirmed transfer, etc. And, well, before we continue there, obligatory traditional question. Did any of you guys have dreams past weeks or nightmares?
No dreams this time, but I have another complaint. I think your boy Yasin's getting a little old, guys. We had a huge snowstorm recently here in Long Island, New York. So it's supposed to be between 12 and 18 inches of snow. My house is kind of like in a cul-de-sac. It's kind of like a corner. And not only did we have a lot of snow, we had a lot of wind too. So this wind took all the snow around my neighbor's lawns and all that, threw it into my driveway. So my neighbor's driveways was like maybe 14, 18 inches of snow. Mine was close to 3 feet. So my back's hurting today, and I'm a little upset about it, and it makes me feel old at the same time. So I had to get that across. I had to complain to somebody.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
And for us...
Hold on.
Okay.
Metric system.
Exactly.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I was about to say, for us, people who use normal units, what is that? Let me actually have a look. 3 inches? No, 3 feet you said, right?
3 feet, yeah.
Let me
It's
have
like
my... Jesus. 3 feet. What? 90 centimeters? That's like a meter almost. Oh, that's a lot.
Dude.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Now we don't have snow over here, at least.
John, you also had some snow over there in
Well,
Canada?
yeah, as always. So I'm with Yasin on that one. Not fun, especially like the area I live in, like the house I live in. It's what we call a corner house, and so we need whenever we get pooped on by snow, we have the whole driveway to shovel and the sidewalk sort of all around our house. So when we get that 30 centimeters of snow, it's not fun. So I'm with you on that.
But you guys have a machine, right? To clear it up, right, John?
Yeah, we do. It's my 2 hands and my younger brother's their 2 hands as well.
Salih, I'm glad you mentioned that. Both my neighbors have a machine, so here I am shoveling, sweating, in pain, and then I look up and all I hear and see is my 2 neighbors with their machines just casually plowing through the driveway. No stress, no worry, just the entire snow leaps off their driveway onto their lawn, and I'm here shoveling 1 foot at a time.
Idea. Why not ask for it from them and do it yourself?
I could, but I didn't want to. I mean,
He
that
hasn't
might
been
be
the nicest
rude.
to his neighbors, I think.
Sucks for you
That's all
guys.
just pride.
I have people shovel my front door. I don't have to deal with that.
Why?
But you're a mobster.
Why?
You can't ask
Exactly.
that.
I have
Yasin
people do
can't
it for
that.
me.
Yeah, Yasin is corporate. He's gonna file up contracts and stuff before you know it.
Oh man.
All right, you guys ready to go to the squad depth and transfer rumors, or you want to talk about more snow?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I hate snow, so can
Let's
you
get into
please
it.
continue?
All right. I think for our listeners, to make it a bit easy, we'll go by position. So we'll start with the keeper and end with the strikers, and we'll talk about who do we have and what we think about it, and yeah, we'll just wing it. So in terms of keepers, we have currently 4 keepers, and that's Fernando Muslera, who's injured. He's apparently returning in March, 35 years old. Fatih Öztürk, 35 years old as well, only played 1 game, conceded 2. Ismail Jipe, well, nobody wants to talk about that guy. Well, for info, he's 27, had 9 games, conceded almost double, 16, had 2 clean sheets. And Berk Balaban. Yeah, I was most curious about Berk against the friendly we had against Tuzlaspor. And, well, he conceded 6 there. So doesn't look promising, at least to me, with that. So that's 4 keepers we have. And then there's 2 loanees we have. That's Okan Kojuk. So not Okan Buruk, Yasin. And well, he's actually doing pretty good at Giresunspor, saving penalties. And he's 26-year-old, 20 games, 22 conceded, 6 clean sheets. And then we have Batuhan Shen, who's also a steady keeper for Menemenspor, 22 years old, also on loan. 21 games, 35 conceded. Sounds a lot, but 4 clean sheets for a young guy, pretty good. So if you look at all that, we have 4 keepers at Gala and 2 on loan. And then we also have, pretty much semi-confirmed, Iñaki Peña. Guys, you must have heard about him.
Yes.
Anything you want to say about
Well,
him?
first off, I'm surprised Ismail Chipe is 7, you said? He moves like he has the reflexes of a 40-year-old.
That's true.
Yeah, well, he has no arms, right? So
The way he dives, it's indeed like it feels like it's in slow motion or something.
Like he has a plastic hip or something, man.
Yeah, exactly.
that's Fatih, bro. That's the slow-mo diver.
I don't know, man. Fatih, I mean, he's not good either, but at least he has still something to him. I don't know. I feel a bit more safe with Fatih in goal than Ismail, but they're both definitely below our level, and like below Super League level, so I would say, and definitely below like Muslera's level. So,
yeah, I think for me, like out of the 4 keepers that we have currently and the 2 loanees, we only have Muslera that we can rely on at the moment, who's injured. And then from the 2 loanees, I guess Okan is a very good prospect as well. So out of the total 6, probably 2 good ones, I would say we have. I have written off Fatih, Ismail, and Berk already, based on what we've seen.
And,
so for me, yeah.
And with Okan, like, let's not forget, he conceded, I mean, he still conceded a lot of goals, but it's 22 with Giresunspor. I think they conceded in total 25 this season, and we conceded 33, but he's doing pretty well to save them some points, right? To make Giresun not blow their lead. I believe they're actually not that far below. They were like 1 spot below us.
Pretty good is an understatement. Yeah, exactly. Pretty good is an understatement in my opinion. I'm from Giresun. I try to follow Giresunspor games whenever I can. He's doing really well for, a guy who has barely played before the season. He has immense confidence, and something that, Giresunspor fans especially appreciate is how well he's doing at the penalty spot. Just, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, I'm sure you guys heard about it. It was all over Twitter and social media. Giresunspor was playing their Karadeniz's rival, Trabzonspor, and it was a last-minute of the game. Score is 1-1, right? Trabzonspor gets a penalty. They miss that penalty, and then the ref asked Trabzon to retake it. I forgot what it was. I think he either crossed the line or the defender who cleared the ball after Okan saved it, was over the line when the penalty shot was taken. So they retook the penalty, and Okan saved it again. So he saved 2 penalties in a row to save Giresunspor a point against Trabzonspor. That was incredible. Whenever I do watch Giresunspor, apart from that, this dude is making insane saves, both sides, bottom, top, to the side, diving, everything you can ask for from a goalkeeper. He has a confidence to come out. He's not one of those goalies that kind of hesitates, stays in his box when he should come out. He loves to come out. He has that confidence. He has impeccable form when he's diving. A lot of goalies struggle with that too. So a lot of Giresunspor fans are happy with him. And I can't wait for him to return to Galatasaray and get that opportunity. And hopefully, he can show the same performance he does for Giresunspor for Galatasaray. I think it's a win-win situation for both of us then.
Inshallah.
To be honest with you, the thing is, I think one of the main factors he's doing a lot better at Giresun versus when he was with us is pressure there is a lot lower for him. So I think he can concentrate on just playing instead of just conceding. Because one of the main factors that led to him leaving us in the first place and not being a first, goalkeeper is, he got a lot of criticism from the fans, and I think he just lost his, confidence. I think we need to be more better with that.
I don't know if he played enough to get that criticism, to be honest.
And was it justified either? I mean, when he did play with us, it was during that horrible run, that post
Yeah, when
run,
after
so to say.
Muslera got injured, right?
Exactly. And we were like shambolic in general. So I personally don't criticize Okan that much during that period. And as Yasin said, this season he's been, I shouldn't have said pretty good. It seems like I offended my Giresunlu brother over here. He's been doing very good. His save percentages is like 75% of shots faced is basically saved by him. And indeed, he has saved 4 penalties out of 6 already, which is pretty good. I mean, not pretty good. That's actually good.
Nice. I mean, Muslera doesn't save penalties, so...
Exactly.
Yeah, I think as well, I'm sure everyone would agree that he would be our first choice to return from loan to use for the second part of the season rather than transferring or bringing another keeper in. So I know, like we mentioned a few minutes ago about Peña coming in from Barcelona, but I think, like I said, everyone would probably agree with that we would like Okan to come back and be our first choice if we could bring him back from loan. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately, but with the performance he's put in so far this season, he's been brilliant. So I'd love to see him back. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, but what do you guys think about Peña? I think there could be something there. What do you guys think?
If anyone, I have like an intro noted here.
I mean, before we get into Peña, I just want to touch on Okan and Muslera a little bit too. I think at Galatasaray, when you are a goalie behind Muslera, you're always going to be a little bit hesitant. You're always going to have that concern. Am I going to put enough of a performance to take this spot from Fernando Muslera? Absolutely living legend, absolutely adored by every single fan, plus more. All our rivals, all our competitors, everybody loves Muslera.
Like, how could you fill those shoes, right?
How could you fill those shoes? I mean, you know that, like, no matter how you do, once Muslera is healthy, you're losing your spot. No matter how you do, the fans are going to compare you to Muslera. So it's tough. I mean, I think Emre touched on a good point there. This guy, Okan, he's doing amazing in Giresunspor. When he comes back, it is a huge question. Is he going to be able to continue that performance? Not just because of the pressure from Galatasaray and the fans, but because of the pressure that Muslera has an agenda, a return timeline of March. Am I going to lose that spot? I'm doing amazing at Giresunspor. I want to keep this form up for at least a year, right? Like when you're doing good, you want to do it for at least a year. Am I going to lose my spot 3 months before the end of the season just because I was returned to Galatasaray and Muslera is healthy again? So this whole situation, I think, at Galatasaray with the goalkeeper, especially this window, is very complicated. A part of me, my Giresunspor bias aside, doesn't want him back. Because he's going to come back and he's most likely going to lose that spot to Muslera again. If he comes back, is it guaranteed that they're going to rotate 50-50? Or is Muslera going to play in the Europa League games and Okan going to play in Super League? Is Okan going to put that same performance? We don't know these answers, right? So I think,
the thing is, in an ideal world, Okan comes back, keeps performing as he performs, and basically takes over those hand gloves from Muslera. And we have a Turkish keeper, which is very important these days. And we continue onwards. And Muslera, I mean, he's been he's been degrading. His performance is definitely degrading. It's not what it was 2-3 years ago. So I'd be happy seeing Okan back and actually being first keeper.
Mind you, he's also not that old, right? He's 26. That's a decent age for a keeper. I mean, Muslera right now is 35, I believe. So let's say he somehow could, play until that age. That's still a steady 9 years in him, for him still to progress and learn more. And then
It's also a relief.
32.
Yeah, it's in addition to that as well. It's a relief for the foreign limit, right? That's a little more weight off of our shoulders, especially if we have a Turkish keeper that's performing the way he's been performing. That's huge.
And to add to that, John, next season the foreign limit's getting worse. It's gonna go down even more.
We'll need 4 Turks on the field, and the year after that we'll need 5, with like a maximum of 10 foreigners in our whole squad, which is
ridiculous,
concerning to say the least. Yeah, exactly.
So like, what's the point then where we look at Muslera and say time is up or your time has come? Like I can't see that. I can't see us ever doing that. Like even if this man was in a wheelchair, which I'm all for. I love him to death. Yeah, but it's hard to imagine that a time would come where we would say, it's time to have a seat or whatever we ask of him, right? Whether it's to become part of the coaching staff or to just retire, whatever the case is. It's hard to even imagine that happening.
We're not a charity club. In the end, we're running a business. It's football. Yeah, sure, we have emotional attachment. We love the guy. But if you're not performing, then it's time for someone else. And I hope that's how the coaching team sees us, obviously. And we make some changes there. So it's all about, do you perform or not? And I think the coach can assess that.
Yeah, based on merit, basically.
Yeah.
Summit, before you get into Peña one more time, I want to counter argue with even a better, ideal situation. Instead of bringing Okan Koçuk back now, let him finish at Giresunspor, continue his run, get better, get more confident, and come back
He will.
in this summer with loads of confidence and hopefully a promise from the board in some way, somehow, not a contract, of course, but say, hey, you're going to be our first goalkeeper. We just finished this loan with Iñaki Peña. He's gone. He's not here anymore. That was just a temporary solution. And let's start the season fresh. Let's not put you in goal when we're so close to relegation. Let's not put you in goal when there's so much pressure where any mistake you make is going to ruin your confidence and your reputation from the fans. So let's wait till the summer. And then you talk with Muslera then too and say, hey, maybe you stay. You have a contract, but let's see how you are. Are you okay with being a bench player, a substitute for Okan? And if he's okay with it, he continues that way. And we have 2 good goalkeepers, which we should always have, just like any big club, 2 good goalkeepers. We've been making this mistake for how many years now? So hopefully we learn from that mistake and have 2 good goalkeepers. And because of the Yabancı Kuralı and because of Okan's form, we make him first priority. I think that's my ideal situation, which is kind of why we, I think, ended up with Iñaki Peña now. He's a 6-month loan. He's a foreigner, unfortunately, and there's no purchase option. But I'll let you take it from there, Summit.
Yeah, well. Indeed, Iñaki Peña, Barça Academy player, played under 19 until 2018. That's when he went to Barcelona B squad, who plays in the 3rd division of the Spanish league. And he did that for the past 4 years. And in terms of current stats, he played this season 9 games, 8 conceded, 4 clean sheets. And he's turning 23 in 1 month. So hopefully we'll see some pie pictures with the team when he's there. Last year, he had 13 games, 12 conceded, 5 clean sheets. And before that, it was 21 games, 20 conceded, 8 clean sheets. So still better than Fatih Öztürk, İsmail Cipe, or Berk Balaban. It seems a bit on the level of Okan Koçuk, to be honest. Cheaper, probably younger. I meant younger. And I don't know in terms of fee, but like you said, no loan fee. There's also no purchase option. So he might be coming to save the day a bit because we can't rely on Fatih Öztürk, İsmail Cipe, and Berk Balaban. and we can't get back Okan Kojuk. So, yeah. Anything you guys want to add on Iñaki Peña? Have you seen his videos?
Yeah,
How he is?
I'll jump in there. I think it was important for Dominic Torrent to bring someone in. Well, maybe not important, but I guess ideal for him to bring someone in that not only could he communicate well with, maybe someone that he's worked with before and he knows their habits and their tendencies. And I think also I think he really was looking for a keeper that's comfortable playing out of the back and comfortable with the ball. I think that's important for what he's trying to achieve with our team. So obviously, I would expect nothing less from Barcelona product. I believe he also is our goalkeeper for the under-23 Spain national team as well. So that kind of comes with the territory. So I think between those three things, I think that's kind of what he was aiming for. And I'm excited to see what the kid has and to give him a chance. You know, I know that there might be some people that won't be too happy about it. I think they wanted someone with a bit more experience playing at a higher level, especially in a big club. I wouldn't have minded that as well. That would have been a fine option for me. But I'm excited about the kid. Let's see what he can do. And from reading what some of the other Barcelona fans had to say on Twitter and Reddit and some other platforms, it seems like they all agree that he's a pretty solid goalkeeper that has a lot of potential and is someone that they plan on including in their plans for Barcelona going forward with Xavi as coach and moving forward with the Spain national team as well. So I'm excited to see what he can do. What do you guys think?
I personally think the main reason why we probably got Iñaki Peña is because we also have a new goalkeeping coach, right? This Segara is his last name, Ricard Segara, and he's also from Barca. He was the youth coach over there as well since, I believe it was since like 2003 or 2. Like, he's been there for quite a while. So in a way, it does make sense then to bring over a keeper that, well, our coach already knows and knows how he will perform, etc. But I also hear the fans in saying that perhaps it would have been better to bring in an experienced keeper on loan. This one's also on loan for just 6 months. Mainly because we actually did try to get Okan back, right? But Giresun has some, how should I put it, some high demands. Like they want, I believe, Alpaslan and Olcan in return.
They wanted like 3 players.
Yeah, exactly. They want too much in exchange for Okan. So we had to try something else. But yeah, I mean, what else can I say?
I think Iñaki is just fine for this club. I think, we just need someone who can make simple saves. We're not asking for world-class saves like Muslera. We conceded so many goals that could have been easily saved by mediocre keepers. And Inaki's he's gonna want to perform. He's gonna want to cut off Ter Stegen. So I think he's just good enough. People asking for an experienced keeper, I think we have bigger issues than an experienced keeper. And so I think he's fine for what we have or what we need for now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To add on to that, I think Iñaki Peña is the perfect type of loan where you're not going to have issues with ego. You're not going to have issues where the player is complaining to you after Muslera comes back from injury and Muslera is starting and he's on the bench. If you bring somebody who's experienced and, of older age, I should say, they're going to be like, what the hell? I came here for 6 months to play because I want to play. I don't have many years left in my career. I actually want to play for the first team all the time. And you're benching me for a guy who just came back from injury. You're going to have potentially issues there. But when you bring in a guy like Iñaki Peña, who right now is playing for the youth team, who, is out to prove himself, like Emre said, who wants to win that spot back, friendly competition and also learning from Muslera too is going to be huge for him. So I don't think we're going to have issues, and that's why I think for 6 months it's a great deal, to add on to what everything else you guys said.
All right, let's move on. I think we talked about
Goalkeepers enough. I've never talked this much about goalkeeping in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
It's very interesting, to be honest. I'm learning stuff as well. So that's good. Should we go to the left or to the right?
We're Muslim.
Start
We
with the
go
right.
with the
Start
right.
with the right.
Let's just the right back.
Okay, let's do right back. Well, that's we have less players over there. At the moment, you could say we have 1.5 with a blind Omar El Abdullahi. No, but we have basically right backs. We have Sasha Boy. I think everyone can agree. Well, when he first started, it was great for us. He's 21 years old, and I seem to have written Adam and Dibi, which means. Well, how do you translate
Oh,
that
here we
in
go.
English?
Here we go again.
Yeah, yeah.
Man of all
Anyway.
mans. Let's put it that way.
Let's just
Yeah.
say he's the man.
Let's
I know.
yeah, let's put it that way. And next to Sasha, we have Omar. You might think, why is he not mentioning Yedlin? Yedlin, actually 28 years old. His contract has been terminated on both sides. I'm guessing this is to free up a foreign spot for the coming transfers and to free up, some Euro wages. Other than that, we don't have anyone else, right? So we currently have only 2 players. Nothing out on loan on that position as well. So it's just Sasha and Omar that's going to carry us on the right back position.
Also no rumors, right? From what I recall. Yeah.
Do you guys? What do you guys think about that? Like, do you think that's enough? I think those two should be good enough. Like Sasha Boy, we know what he can do already. He's been kind of hit or miss a little bit. Like he played one bad game, another not so bad game. But I think for the most part, that would be our first choice, unless Omar comes back and just blows the roof off the place, which he could, because when he left, he was really good. But if he's healthy and he's close to returning and playing again, I don't see why we would need any other options. Those are 2 pretty solid fullbacks in my opinion.
Honestly.
Did I say he's 30 years old as well?
Who, Omar? I think you
Mhm.
maybe. I don't know. I don't really rate Omar as much as you guys do. I think he's solid defensively, but going forward, I think Sasha is just way more effective than Omar.
Oh, I think we all agree Sasha's better.
Well, concerning, his recent form, I think, people are still concerned that he might not find his form. But I think he will.
2 games.
I
Our
think he'll
entire
find
team
form.
has been out of form as well.
Honestly,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. What I wanted to say is, I want to actually agree with you on that, Emre. I also don't rate Omar as highly, and indeed, stylistically, he's pretty different from Sasha Boye. I think Yedlin, yes, even though not a lot of people might have liked him, I think he's a more similar player to Sasha in the way how he plays. He likes to basically bomb forward as well, be more of a wingback, really. But like on paper, I think the plays indeed should be good enough. However, I still find it risky as Sasha is 21. I mean, still a youngster, and Omar, well, is still recovering or has recovered from his injury. We still don't know how he actually plays. So
Yeah, we have to see.
it's
Time
risky.
will tell.
Yeah, indeed, it's risky. But I trust management in that they have made the right choice.
I
with
think an
letting Yedlin go.
important part, probably why we choose Omar, is of his wages. I saw like he had like 350K a year. I mean, for listeners that don't know, Omar had an injury last year during New Year's. Basically, he had a firecracker blow up right at his eye, and he couldn't see from his left eye for the past year. He got a surgery and just came back. So, and like I said, I think it's the wage difference. I think that's why we keep him there.
How much was
but
Yedlin on
yeah.
again?
1.2, something like that.
1.2 mil? Oh damn, that's
Mm-hmm.
quite high. That's quite a difference. If that's, I know you're probably saying out on top of your head or you have it somewhere noted, but if that's indeed true, like a difference of 900K a year, that's pretty big.
For me, I don't mind. I didn't like Yedlin from day one. I told you guys this when I saw him play. I said he's not Galatasaray worthy. He's leaving a shit ton of holes on our wing. I mean, he did play decent during the European League games, but I don't rate him, so I don't mind him leaving. I don't know if anyone is bummed out because he's leaving us.
I think the only thing that I'm bummed out about is his contract was still running for how many years, and we still had to terminate it and not been able to sell him to like anyone.
I mean, he's not marketable.
No, he had 1 year left, 1.5 years left, so it's not that much.
He's probably going to. Well, I'm just guessing here because he's part owner of San Diego Loyal, so he might go play there or somewhere else. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, yeah.
If you guys don't mind, I'll move on. I mean, there's not much to talk about our right back. No transfers, and we have those two mainly now. So let's move to center back position then. We have a lot of players here. If we count it, it's, well, at the moment, you would say we have 6. And you'd say, what? We have 6? Yes, we have 6. So Victor Nelson, 23. Also a man of the mans, Adamın dibi. Another Adamın dibi, Marcao, 25 years. It's basically our main duo, right? And then we have 2 injuries. Alparslan Öztürk, 28. He has a shoulder injury. And Işık Kaan Arslan, 20 years old, academy player, also injured. And then we have Gökay Güney, 22 years old, academy player. He's not licensed, I think, so he's not able to play, but he's in our squad. And we had Christian Luyendama. Brings me to the information about him actually. It's confirmed, right? That he is going to Al Tawon.
Yep.
For a 6 months loan with an option to buy. So, yeah. And besides those, so I counted like 5, 6 now. Yeah. We have 2 loanees who people seem to forget about. We have Ozorn Wafor, who's being rented at Charleroi, if I excuse my French.
Charleroi?
Yeah, 22 years old. So, and we have Emin Bayram, who's actually having a good amount of playing time at Boluspor. He's 18 years old and he played 13 games already. So he's doing good. But if you look at this team and say, okay, who's our main? Victor and Marcao. Do we have replacements? Not really. Mostly he's injured. So a bit background info on the Luyendama transfer. Initially, Suleiman Rodop and all other journalists were saying we were looking at Antwerp. Probably they were in talks and they weren't paying anything. And then Porto also showed interest. Were some other news, and at the end, in Saudi Arabia, Al Tawun, we tried to get a 6-month loan and option to buy, which with the others we didn't have. So we might get some money out of it. So in terms of center backs, Yasin,
Yes.
how do you see the main duo, and what do you think of the injured players Alparslan and Kaan Arslan?
I mean, even if they're not injured, even if you have a completely healthy team with the names you listed, it's worrying to me. Just like the goalie situation before, you have your main player for that position, Muslera, but for how many years we haven't had a second good choice. Who is our second good choice here? To either Marcao or Nelson, right? You have Alparslan. We've seen him a few times this season, and in my opinion, he's been pretty poor. In what way? He's reckless. He goes into challenges. Half the time it's a foul. The other half the time it's a yellow. Causes penalties. He doesn't track back enough. I think we can all agree on this. And you have Kaan Arslan, who has played very few minutes this season. Even if he's very good, you haven't seen it. So it just doesn't feel comfortable to say that you feel safe going forward the next 6 months to put in a good challenge to get mid-table or even try and find a top 4 spot, even though it's out of reach. You wish you would have a third solid center back. Gökay Güney, he was not playing where he was loaned out to. Ozan Wafor, what are you going to call him back because he played 4 games on loan? Emin Bayram kind of sounds like a Okan Buruk situation a little bit. We can call him back, but I haven't seen any rumors about it. Okan Koçuk. I keep making this mistake. I'm sorry, but not really. So it is risky. And, I hate to talk about the refs, but our players do get yellows often. They are reckless sometimes, like Marcao. I think, he goes into challenges a little bit too much. And unfortunately, he does see yellows because of it. So it's risky.
Don't say shit about Marcao, bro.
Listen,
He's
I'm not saying shit. We're gonna talk realistic, right? Marcao goes into challenges and he gets yellows for it.
Well, that's what you get. You have pros and cons.
He steps on players' feet often, bro. Like, it's a thing that happens. He steps on players' feet, and that's a yellow
Usually,
card.
He intercepts very nicely.
Usually.
He's good. He's the best. He's easily top 3 in Europe.
I don't know about that right now.
That's a bit
Easy.
too much
No,
fanaticism.
easy. Put him at Bayern München. Put him in Barca. Put him in Man City. Put him in whatever top team. He'll nail it, bro. I'll
say he's top 10.
He's undiscovered gem, and I'm calling it out. Next year he'll be called up for Brazil national team. 100%.
He's good. He has flaws though, and he has flaws that are concerning for these big clubs that you mentioned.
Nah, you just hate him because he hit on Karam.
I love him.
Bro,
I love Marcao, bro. Anyways, back to the main discussion, right? Is it enough? I don't think
to
so.
serious talk.
I think that's why I don't want to go off tangent too much to the Tuzlaspor game, but one of the reasons that, rumours, because we didn't get to watch it, it was not broadcasted, but one of the reasons why
It's
we let up
Tuzla,
6
by the
goals,
way.
Tuzlaspor, is because Torrent was trying Van Aanholt as center back. And I think a part of that is because of this center back problem, not having enough players. Just like Fatih Terim last season when he played Jetson as center back. I'm worried we're gonna see this again during the season if we don't find a third solid center back, and it looks like that is going to be the case. I have not seen any rumors. Correct me if I'm wrong. For a new center back that's trustworthy, Alparslan is wanted by Giresunspor currently. The coach just said it. I want Alparslan. I want Olcan in my team. I would not be surprised if Burak Elmas says, "Hey, Giresunspor, here, take Alparslan." So it is concerning. Our top 2, if fit, if healthy, and not punished from yellow cards, I'm totally fine with it. But I'd like to get your opinions too, because I think we're lacking in that third center back.
Does Giresun want the deed to our club while they're at it? Christ. The thing is,
Yasin's uncle can take care
bro,
of
exactly, bro. Call up your hemshitties, bro. Help us out here. We lost a lot of players, actually, now that I think about it. We're losing reinforcements left and right. Like, we lost the right back, we lost the center back, and, we're not making any transfers for that. Actually, I'm very concerned about potential backups if either of our, 4 main guys get injured. Because I don't want to see Ömer Bayram play left back, God forbid.
Yeah, it's true though. It's weird that while we are still in Europe, that our squad is getting pretty thin right now, and not a lot of players are brought in. I mean, there are obviously rumors left and right, but not much has been made official yet. And to continue on Yasin's point, I think you hit the nail there. We indeed do not have a good second choice for either Marcao or Nelson. First, to do start off positively, I'm really happy with Nelson so far.
Good transfer.
Yeah, he's very. I really like him. I think of the transfers that we've made, I like him best personally. But yeah, second choice, we don't really have it. Luyendama is like as they say, el bombası. Alparslan is the Turkish version. Yeah, exactly. Hand grenade. Alparslan is the Turkish version of that. But with Alparslan, I guess he was at least for free when he came, and he's Turkish. We do need Turkish players, so there's still a spot for him. But
So you prefer blondes?
you caught me off there.
That's what I get out of this. So
And also, Kaan Aslan, he has no minutes. Like, you can't rely on someone who hasn't played. He did play. How many minutes did he play? He played like 50 minutes, then he got injured, unfortunately, and he had to be subbed out a few matches ago. Gökay Güney, I haven't seen enough of him, and also for Emin Bayram to call them back, that's also no for me. So center back is more worrying for me than the right back position that we just talked about. So for me, yeah, big concern.
So before I ask John his opinion, I just want to say, how are we so incompetent in our transfers? Like Luyendama, how can we not get any million, like 1 million, 2 million? How can we not get anything out of this guy?
Summit.
He played. It's ridiculous.
Summit,
It's garage sale for all.
What have
but
you seen?
When we buy, what do you mean? What have you seen?
Sade
What have
just
you
said
seen
it.
Luyendama do?
Sade just said he's a hand grenade, bro. We bought the Turk. This is Bomba Saray, man. Like we can't.
Yeah. But before
we can't sell anybody.
And you know what, John, go ahead. Center backs.
You know what? I think there's not really too much I can say that hasn't already been said. Like in terms of just speaking about our starters, Nelson and Marcao, I'm sure every fan would agree those are two solid players. Victor Nelson is my favorite player in the team right now. I love watching him play. So those two, solid. I don't have anything to say about those two, but of course, like everyone's already said, definitely thin. I'm happy to see Luyendama go. I hated watching him play. And like the thing for me about Luyendama is I think that he was good defensively. He's built like an absolute unit. Fine defensively, no problem there. My issue with him is when he had the ball and that shakiness and the areas of the pitch he would give the ball away used to drive me crazy. And I don't think Dominic Torrent would like that very much, especially how he's trying to make our team play. So I'm happy to see him go. So yeah, I mean, like I said, not really too much I can say that hasn't been said. We are thin. I'd love to see another Turkish choice there as a third choice other than Alpaslan. I'm also not really a fan of him. It would be, if we could get a Turkish choice there, that would be great. But yeah, definitely a bit thin, like everyone said.
Yeah, Luyendama's like Dani Noenko that we had.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. He was good in the air. He's like air traffic control. He did not lose a ball in the air.
All right, let's move to left back. And well, there we actually have, I don't know if I put Ömer as a left back because he's been, I think since last season, he's been mainly playing left back. So I'll count him on that spot, considering nobody wants to put him in center mid position and adamant on the left back. So we have Patrick van Aanholt, who's 31 years old. Ömer Bayram, who's 30. And that's it. We have two out on loan. Emre Taşdemir, 26 years old. He's injured, and he's at Yasin's second club, Giresunspor. And Süleyman Luz, 20 years old, academy player who's rented out to Bandırmaspor. Well, Emre Taşdemir, in my opinion, I like him when he's not injured. He plays fine. So I'd like to see him back and see him uninjured for a whole season and how he plays.
Indeed, big emphasis on if he's not injured.
Yeah, exactly. And Patrick, I'm actually, a lot of people don't really like him, but I actually think he's solid. He's fine. I think he was brought to the team also because he was never injured, considering all the issues we had. And if you look at his stat, he has 1 goal and 3 assists so far. And for a left back, that's pretty good. And then Ömer Bayram, who leaves holes here and there everywhere on the left back position. Well, I mean, he has 3 assists as well. Yeah, preferably we keep Patrick. I think there's no rumors about him leaving, so that's fine. I don't think we have any rumors or confirmed transfers on the left back position. To be honest, knowing that we have loanees, Emre Taşdemir and Süleyman Luz, I also don't see a need for a transfer there. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I agree with you with Van Aanholt. I'm a fan of his. I don't think he's incredible, but I think he does the job there, in my opinion. I'd prefer him to play in left back over Ömer Bayram, but he's decent, you know. I think he's pretty good defensively. I would like to see maybe a little bit more from him going forward. I think in certain times, Ömer is a bit better attacking than Van Aanholt in certain scenarios. But I think that he's good. And like you said, I don't recall seeing any transfer rumors for that position or anything like that. I thought his performances in the Europa League were good there as well. So not really too many complaints. So I'm fine with that. I'm not going to say too much about left back and spend too much time on it, because once everyone gives their opinions, I'm sure we're going to dive into the midfield, which there's a lot to say about that. So
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about left back, quick?
I think it's sufficient. Just like I thought about right back, 2 players is all you need. This team's problem is not left back or right back. It's the midfield and scoring goals. And because we are limited with our finances and how much we can pay out, we got to deal with Ahmed and Patrick. When I say deal, I don't mean that they're bad. I mean that we shouldn't be spending any more money on newer players for the time being. So that's all I can say, really.
Patrick is fine. And Ömer, I don't like at that position, but he's versatile. He can play there. Okay, I guess it's a win if Patrick cannot play. But we should not let Ömer play instead of Patrick when we have Patrick. That's my main deal with this whole shenanigans, which you guys love Ömer on the left back apparently. So, oh, now you're quiet. Okay.
I thought you guys would keep talking. I have nothing to say about the left back position.
Nothing much more to say. I mean,
Okay.
what has been said has
Let's
been
go.
said.
Only
So,
thing I'll say
yeah.
is, of course, Summit supports, PVA being, Dutch and everything. He supports everyone that's Dutch.
Ömer is
I
Dutch
know.
as well.
Exactly,
I found out last
and
episode.
you're supporting him too.
And they're both good at penalties as well, right?
SMH.
I actually spoke to Ömer's brother on Instagram a few times. Hey, this is your editor and host, Samet. Thank you for listening thus far. We really appreciate that. If you'd like to continue listening, we will upload a part 2 of episode 4, and it won't be delayed. You can listen to it right after this one. It's all your choice. I wish you all a very pleasant day, and goodbye. See you next time.